I'm Dr. Howard Sobel, S-O-B-E-L, and I've been in practice well over 30 years in Manhattan. And my title is Clinical Attending Dermatologic Surgeon at Lenox Hill Hospital in New York. I think for a lot of people, lasers are lasers, and they're not. There are lasers for specific purposes. And it's very important to describe what each laser is for. Fraxel laser is a laser that actually gets rid of pigmentation, sunspots, pre-malignant lesions. So it's not just for cosmetics. So you're doing medical, at the same time it's cosmetic. So you're doing a lot of things all at once. It's a great procedure. If you're in a group from 20s to 50s, you're probably going to get Fraxel. Pigmentation, and again, getting rid of some of those precancers all the time you spent in the sun. The Helix laser is a CO2 laser. That's a laser that absorbs water out of your skin and reacts to it, heats up the skin, and actually resurfaces the skin. It's almost like sanding down the skin. With age, what happens? We lose our collagen, we lose the elasticity in our skin, we start getting fine etched lines in our skin that just don't go away. Doesn't matter how much filler you put in. Your filler helps with the volume, replacing elastin, replacing collagen, replacing fat. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't get rid of a lot of those lasers, the fine lines. CO2 does that. Taking like sandpaper and sanding it down, but in a laser form. But if you're 60, even 70 years old, you could take back the skin 10, 15, 20 years just by the CO2. Some people love it so much, they get a second CO2. So lasers are lasers, and they're great, but they're specific for a specific skin problem. There's a little more downtime on the CO2. CO2, 5 to 7 to maybe even a week downtime. Fraxel, maybe 3 to 5 days. So it doesn't really matter, what ethnicity you are, whether you're black, Asian, Indian. Sometimes with darker skin, it's a little harder to work with lasers, because you don't want to get hypopigmentation, light spots, which is a very hard problem to get rid of. So you have to go a little less aggressive on darker skin. So lasers are built to work on darker skin now. And so I used to shy away, didn't want complications from particularly Asian skin. Now we can work on Asian skin, just being a little more careful. Retin-A is a prescription, retinol is the over-the-counter. They work very similar. Retinol makes less sun sensitivity, less irritation, but they both work. And it's one of the only ingredients that shows that it builds up collagen, it builds up elastin, and that's what we lose. After age 20, we lose about 1% of collagen a year. That's a lot. How do you start retinol? You start slowly. Depends what age group you're in, depends on where you live. If you're going to live in Florida, you're going to start out a little slow. You're going to have more sun. If it's summertime in the winter, in the Hamptons, you're going to start out slower. If it's wintertime, you can start out a little quicker. I always tell people to start out a pea-sized amount, rub it in real well, and do it every other day. If your skin can handle it, then you can start doing it every day. But wait for a couple of weeks. Make sure your skin really can handle that particular retinol, the particular strength. Start as soon as you can. Start in your 20s and continue to use it until he gets another ingredient that's better. Right now, I don't know of any ingredient that works better for anti-aging as far as the topical than retinol or retin-A. So start it slow, and always use a sunscreen, because it makes you sun sensitive. And sunscreen is the last thing you put on. When you use retinol or retin-A, it actually builds up that collagen that forms another framework around your face and gives you a closer look to the way you used to look. So all this is important. It's not just about skincare, it's about overall health care as well.